Nelson, alcoholic addict. That's not my real name. It's my pen name that I use here at LOL Sober. I went to a wedding this weekend, and it struck me during the wedding how much that used to be one of my biggest fears about getting sober. I used to think like, how could I, how could I possibly stay sober for such a big party day? And what about everybody else drinking and I'm not? Like, how am I going to handle that? And then won't I be a boring downer the whole time? And I really thought that about weddings, Super Bowls, birthday parties, Christmas even. What would Christmas be without having a few drinks in me? Won't it be ruined for me, but won't it be ruined for everyone? Well, I got sober in early November of 2008, so that concern was put to the test almost immediately at Thanksgiving, and then I had Christmas for a couple weeks later. And guess what? Total bullshit concoction in my brain. The truth was shocking. First of all, I had this idea in my head that at previous birthdays and weddings and get-togethers, I would get a few pops in me, and I thought I was the life of the party and that everybody loved it. And turns out that wasn't really true. For the past 5 years or so before I got sober, I had been getting plastered and either disappearing, getting sick, even holding my liquor down, but just becoming obnoxious. And shocker, nobody missed that person attending an event at their house. Second thing is, I also had this deluded thinking that for me personally, these events would now suck without booze. Like, how could they be fun if I'm not a little buzzed or drunk? Holy crap, it's the complete opposite. My 12 best Christmases as a parent have all happened in recovery because I was sober. Not only for Christmas, but in the run-up to Christmas. And I could think about my kids and other people in a much deeper, heartfelt way. Definitely helps not to puke in between gift openings. That makes Christmas better, I have found. I've only been to a few weddings in the past 12 years, oddly enough, but it's been beautiful to be present in a sober way at somebody's big day. I cried at a wedding this past weekend as the dad walked the daughter down the aisle, and it hit me. It was a wonderful moment for them just to be there and to experience it with them. But I also was able to think about how special it's going to be for me to walk my daughters down the aisle someday, and hopefully not being stumbling down drunk for the walk. And the third thing, the worry that I had about everybody else drinking and me not, just more bullshit. In sobriety, I've noticed there are plenty of people not getting drunk at these events. For one, not everybody, not 100% of people are hammered. And even the ones who are drinking or drunk, they just haven't really given a shit about me. I've been asked once or twice, I think, at birthday parties or get the family reunions or whatever. I've been asked once or twice, why aren't you drinking? But nobody's ever really pressed the issue. The reality is drunk people are drunk and haven't paid much attention to what I'm all drinking. They just don't care. And the last but not least, at the right dosage, which is a low dosage, but at the right dosage, I find it pretty amusing to watch drunk people and know I don't have to be one of them anymore. I still think back I still think back to 2009, St. Patrick's Day. I was in New York City at the time. I went to a 12-step meeting, and when I walked outside of the church in New York City, the St. Patrick's Day parade was coming by, and there were people just screaming, throwing up, spilling drinks, falling down, falling off floats. It was just total chaos on the street. And it was alarming at first. I was like, oh my God. And then this old timer who I really respected, a long time sober, he had a cigarette in his mouth. We were outside, and he just sort of sidled up beside me, and he took a big drag, and I was looking at him, and he sighed, and he goes, yeah, the amateurs are out today, huh? He said. And I laughed really hard, and I crossed the street in between just people dressed in green, barfing up green stuff. And I went back to work, and I'm so glad that I don't have to be a professional drinker anymore. Thank Thanks for letting me share.